Hey guys, it's Damien.
And I'm Kenady.
And thank you so much for joining us. Last week we talked about purity. We had a purity series. So if you haven't watched that yet, please go back and watch it wherever. It's 4 videos. And it took a lot out of us.
Yeah.
Right? But this week we're going to be answering your questions. So if you have any questions, please put them down in the comments below and we will try to answer them in the future. We had 2 subscribers who sent their questions in over the last couple of weeks and we're going to be answering them today. But before we do, we just celebrated 18 months of marriage. So Kenady, before we get into it, what is one word that describes our relationship or your relationship with moi?
Over the last 18 months?
Over the last 18 months.
There's 2 that comes to mind. Petty and funny.
Oh.
Because y'all, we probably laughed more than anything these past 18 months.
Oh yeah.
Because we're funny. We're both like comedians and we're witty and
very just fast. Fast, sharp, yeah.
But it's been a good fun 18 months for the most part.
Okay.
Now what about a word for me? Ooh. Being married to moi.
One word for Kenady, that would be extraordinary.
I thought you were going to say eat. We eat food.
We do eat. Yeah. But it's been extraordinary despite some of the ups and downs and the water coming down. And
we've been through a lot.
Just a lot. Like, we've been through flooded apartment, both had sicknesses.
Squirrels. Attacks. Wasp. Last week.
Wasp is just flying everywhere.
Y'all pray for us.
A pandemic. Lost job. A lot of stuff.
It's a lot of stuff. I feel like we've got 5-10 years in there.
Oh, we have
just
to.
18 months.
Yeah, we have to have that much. But it's been extraordinary being married to you and just going through the grind with you and having Bible studies with you and prayer with you and just seeing God's faithfulness with you. So yeah, it's been amazing.
And we just shared our testimony on the healing that God did in Damien. We shared it on Monday. And so if you have not watched it, check it out and share it. Get the word out that Jesus Christ is still healing today.
Yes,
today.
He is.
So let's get right into it. Shout out to Lee. This question is from Lee.
Okay.
They were asking about some Christian entertainment ideas in courtship versus a marriage. And so what do you have to say about that?
Christian entertainment ideas versus... So
I guess Christian entertainment and
marriage
versus courtship.
One thing you have to do is set up boundaries in your courtship because you can do some of the same things, really. But like if you're having game night, you don't want to be the only person at your significant other's house. I've seen so many stories and heard so many stories of people just, oh, you don't have to travel. You can stay on the couch, and the couch ends up in the hallway, and the hallway ends up in the bed, And so you have to put those boundaries, invite other people over for game night, and then when everybody's leaving, you leave.
Don't be sticking around. I'ma just say, check it out. Flee temptation. And so, but what are some like ideas? Yeah, definitely with the weather warming up. We're in Georgia, so the sun is just now coming out, feeling good, about 60, 70. But you know that Georgia weather will try and play you. You got 3 winters, springs going back and forth. But going outside a picnic, especially with COVID, having a picnic outside or doing a hike up Stone Mountain or riding bikes or going to Piedmont Park. There's a lot of outdoor things that you can do, especially with COVID. You can go to a coffee shop, have coffee, have good conversation, do different date night questions.
Oh yeah, and we have a video on date night, so we can post that post that somewhere.
Yeah, so much you can do.
One of the things that we said in our book that me and Kenady did was have a purpose project. And what is a purpose project? Well, this is a project that you and your significant other agree upon and you do it. So our purpose project was actually our book that we went out. shameless plug.
Yeah. Journey to the Ultimate Beyond.
So we was working on this book while we was in dating / courtship.
A lot of Panera, and Starbucks,
and that filled our time, and it was enjoyable, right? And so you can serve people, go to jails and serve there for the youth.
Feeding the homeless. Yeah, so that's good. And so the key thing is when you're doing Christian entertainment in courtship, keep in mind of your boundaries. You don't want to put yourself in compromising situations. You can still have fun, get creative. You don't have to spend so much money. Maybe you're trying to get out of debt, being creative and just having a good time. And in a marriage, enjoy your spouse.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourself. Don't neglect dating your spouse. You want to go out still pursuing them just like you were in courtship. And so hope that helps and answers your question. So the next one from LA, shout out to LA. She had multiple questions. So we're going to go with the first one. Did either of you ponder what life would be like if you never met someone? And if that's something you should ponder on if one wants to meet and marry. So I guess the question is, if you felt like you would ever get married and what life would be out if I never got married.
Yeah, so I did ponder this, honestly. I think a lot of singles ponder this, but this is where we take captive those things, those thoughts, and bring them under submission to Christ. And also, there are other people who might speak into your life who say you're not going to get married, and you have to rebuke some of these people as well. I had several people in my life who would say these things, and I had to rebuke them because I really felt that God was calling me into a marriage. And so that's one of the biggest things. Yes, we're human. We're going to be thinking about these things, but it's learning how to be in your word.
Yeah. And I think the key thing too is if you believe that, man, I'm never going to get married, do you think that it's because of time, that you're at a certain age, that God doesn't have something for you? Because remember, God is outside of time. Maybe you feel like you're not worthy of being loved, or that no one could ever possibly want to be married to me. And so we have to get to those root things. And I know, and I can't imagine what some of you singles might be going through, especially with COVID, with loneliness. But surround yourself with people and take that to God. Take that to God. But don't wait until you get married to know you're valued and that you're loved, because God loves you. You have a family that loves you, friends that love you. And so that's not a bad thing, wanting to get married. But don't think that if you're not going to get married that your life is, over, or that you're not loved. And so hopefully that helps.
Yeah, I think one of the things, Kenady, is to look at the ungodly belief. While you was talking, I was like, it might be an ungodly belief that you have to present before the Lord and say, look, God, is this an ungodly belief that I have, that I'm never going to get married? Where did it enter into? Was it through the bloodline? Was it family members? And figure out that you need to stay away from those people and also stay in your word. Another thing is to create your own community. Accountability, be intentional to have Zoom nights or Zoom days, and go out with different singles, right? And having game nights and things like that, because we are not created to be alone. And the Bible is very clear, is not neglect the meeting. And so please go to church. If there's a church that is open, that is safely gathering, please go out there and put yourself out there and go to church, so you won't be alone or have those thoughts in your mind.
Yeah, which kind of leads into the second question that she asked. How do you think singles should put themselves out there? Online dating, this person might have had some crazy moments with online dating and wanted to know how you can mingle as a single with COVID life. And so I think just surrounding yourself with believers, first making sure you're in the right environment. You don't want to go to the club trying to find somebody, you shouldn't be at the club anyways with COVID. But going to church events, maybe there's events that your church is hosting, or maybe you can create that event, even if it's through Zoom or meeting at the park. Just being friendly, but present yourself as approachable. Maybe you have some friends that know somebody else that they can introduce you to. But I think just relating, putting yourself out there, not being too thirsty, not too desperate trying to snatch somebody up, but just putting yourself out there to be seen, to be found, to get to know people of the opposite sex, doing it in a group setting would probably be the best as well.
Well, if you have more questions for us, please post them down below or send them to us at our email. Our email is attached to our YouTube page. So please send it. We want to answer your questions and do more of these because we like answering your questions. Please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And also follow us on Instagram at Damien and Kenady. That's Damien and Kenady spelled out. You can go to our website as well at damienandkenady.com and get a free ebook.
Not this book. This ain't free. You got to pay for this on Amazon.
But that's on Amazon. We did write a book again. My name is Damien Nash.
And I'm Kenady Nash.
And we'll see you next time. Bye. Ask questions. Ask questions.